eyes are on planet Earth to watch creation occur in a way that has never occurred before. A love story where everyone awakens as one, where the circuit has been completed, and an even grander creation begins. And this unfoldment on planet Earth is the grandest event which has ever occurred in all of creation. A new reality is here.
Welcome everyone to 5D Full Disclosure, Heaven on Earth. This is the Grand Rising Ascension Gathering, and we are the First Contact Ground Crew Team. We love you. My name is Buddha.
I'm Jerry Pie. Happy Divine Expression Day. Okay, let's get it straight.
Let's get it straight. Let's get it tight.
The truth
Let's get it right.
is the fucking truth. Ain't no trolls, ain't no Facebook algorithm, ain't no fucking censorship gonna stop the fucking truth. Okay, just needed to get that energy out there. Just in case you weren't aware, we are in the midst of a fucking planetary physical ascension. And for those of you on my Facebook who don't want to listen, you will get left behind. In fact, you're gonna come crawling to say, oh shit, I kind of saw one of your live streams, but it wasn't really resonating. But what did you say? And we'd be like, go into our website, 5dfulldisclosure.org, sign up to one of our workshops, and get going. Why? Because you are way behind. Way behind in your higher self-embodiment, way behind in the fucking Givers Gathering, way behind. So don't tell us we didn't share. I don't know if we're still on YouTube strike, but that got me good because it was a second medical misinformation strike. And of course we want to preserve the archives. Of course we don't want to say the words that the robots flag us about. But that's like creating this fire in me. It's like, argh. Okay.
I mean, the bottom line is it's an information war. It's an energetic war. We're in the middle of it. And although we come out here and smile and put on a good face, like we are pushing against all the pushback. I mean, we fully understand that the majority of these networks are controlled by the cabal. And so when they see light cracking through, when they see light making progress, they're going to do what they can to stop it. It is an absolute information war. And so doing your little part, sharing our streams, and digging a little further and really starting to feel into the gravity of what is at play. What you do, how you feel truly matters. And we need to shift. We need to shift away from our service to self into service to others. We got to get away from the taker programming into the Giver's Gathering. And if you can start to discern and recognize the difference, for example, when you get up in the morning, are you looking to serve? I'll be the first one to admit I was triggered this morning. I was ready to throw blows with whoever was ready to come at me Why? Because there's energy not being transformed. So I needed to transform my own bullshit that I felt I had already. Whatever it was. I couldn't even put my finger on it, but it was coming through and it was coming in hot. But I have no one else to blame but myself. I recognize that it's all me. And then I know that the show's not about me. Then I'm like, no, the show must go on. I must be vulnerable. I must share what's going on because no one's perfect. And there's an element of like having to get through that, right? You have to push, you have to fight through it, and not in a 3D, battle way. It's more of an energetic battle within yourself, where you can now then flip this energy, start serving love, right? You get up in the morning and then now you notice there's no more coffee left, so you get upset. Now you're like, oh, who drank all the coffee? Or would you rather be like, oh, cool, there's a little bit of coffee left. Let me make some more for the family, right? It's such an easy adjustment and attunement to how we approach our day-to-day activities, especially in the morning. It seems to me, at least in the morning or at night times when it comes in hot, comes in like it wants to get you, it wants to try to attach to these lower dysfunctions and things like that. But no, we've seen the pattern so many times that we have to continuously be in a state of surrender and letting it go, knowing that the angels got everyone. Everyone has a legion of angels working their tails off to make sure you're getting the experiences needed to get you on the highest timeline. And that means you're going to see some patterns repeat. That means you're going to see some triggers come up again that you thought you transformed. Well, guess what? The Galactics, Mom, they want to make sure you got it and you got it good. Because the only way forward is having this mastery. This lower stuff is not going to make it into 5D. So those of you who have been impatient about it, you're impatient because you yourself haven't worked on divine patience, you see? You can't recognize that the true gift, that 5D frequencies, the heaven on earth that we speak about can be accessed now, in this present moment. If you surrender, if you let go, if you breathe into this new energy, you recognize that God, the angels, are working through your vessel to help anchor that energy into physical manifestation. What an awesome opportunity. This is why you're being guided to come to our streams in the morning. You know there's something much bigger at play that you could never do alone. And that is the facts. We are all in this together. We are all one functioning organism on this planet, and we all serve a role. No one's better than anyone. It's just a matter of playing along with the shift. Can you feel into how can I serve humanity better? What can I do every day to make this world a better place? And how often can you get up in the morning and make your bed and start your day that way? Only because I'm looking at George's doors wide open right now, so he got me good. And it's those little simple things, man. Those little wins that make big wins, because suddenly you're putting things into right action. You're commanding your atoms into right action. You are being now an example of right action. And because we're so close now from this major breakthrough for all of humanity, it's like those final, like, niggly bits are coming through to test you. How far along are you on your journey? How secure are you with your ability to remain stable, present in the moment, in the chaos, no matter what is going on with you, no matter how much is appearing to break down, it's the breakthrough. How are you embracing that? How are you becoming a part of this service that is now overtaking the planet? Everyone's waking up. Everyone's shaking off those last niggly bits, right? They're recognizing that that stuff is not who they really are. That love is truly who they are. That love is what is all that matters. But how are you aligning yourself? How is the rubber hitting the road? How are you applying this stuff to your day-to-day experiences?
Amazing thing from Amber Rose. She said, I felt some niggly bits come up. Even before you'd mentioned niggly bits. Transformed it by remembering the light Mom gifted. And she says, I'm pinged to help humanity open their hearts, but still learning. We're all learning. We're all in some degree anchoring our higher selves, embodying first and anchoring. And those triggers are going to show you where there's still work to do. Like, I have a big beef about chemtrails, because as soon as the chemtrails are in the skies, you know, there's portal energies at play, and then the next day it's cloudy, and just it dampens the mood. It dampens my spirit, and I can't let that affect me. Our true embodiment of our higher selves is that no external circumstance, event should ever let your center point waver. When you have totally embodied and anchored your divine self, you are emanating pure, unconditional love in all moments. What that means is no matter what is thrown at you, you're solid, like Buddha said. So there are those moments where trolls come on the stream, and you know the energy is ramping up. You know something is stirring them so uncomfortable that they want to lash out hate. You can feel their frequency. You can see that they just jump on to stir the fucking pot. So what do? We send them love. We send them compassion.
We stir the pot more with love. Add a little more love to that. Smile a little bit bigger.
And it's a massive training ground. This is a massive training ground. We are hitting a point of no return. 22nd of February is a very significant point. The whole Q drops about Nasara, Jasara, EBS, Queen Romana her name being dragged and tainted by infiltration of her own team. This is the perfect same narrative story of truth being tarnished. From Jesus to all those whistleblowers, Julian Assange, a perfect example, and Mom's current lifetime before she ascended. She had so much hate. Why? Because she was pure love. The lightest attract the darkest. And our role is to transform the dark into light. Dissolve all of our lower frequencies on behalf of humanity. It is getting so ridiculous out there that you just... I feel I'm in the twilight zone. Who else feels like they're in the twilight zone? Like, nothing makes sense. There's just, and like Buddha said, an information war, disinformation, misinformation. A lot of spanners in the works. Discernment, staying centered, staying grounded, doing your inner work, being in service to humanity, gathering with givers in physicality, meeting up. That is how we are going to topple the big stuff. Through the little love and action steps that we take on a day-to-day consistent basis. We cannot emphasize enough how simple love makes it. How Mother God gave us the roadmap, guided us, trained us, put us through situations where we didn't feel we could do what was possible, yet we still are here today solid. Yes, doubt comes in. Yes, unworthiness comes in. Yes, yes, yes. All of the things that we have been programmed from a very young age through lifetimes, which is bullshit, we are still correcting those energies. So what happens when we're bombarded by all these really nasty, like without judgment, bad things that happen or things that don't feel comfortable? We just rise above it, transmute it, transform it, and get on with being love together. Awakened Flower has her hand up. Hey, love, welcome.
Hi, Pam. Hi, family.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Lots of love, Pam. I'm good. I just wanted to share something. You guys were talking about that I used to listen to when I was a teenager. And I used to be considered like a scene kid. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. But it was like teenagers who like straightened their hair and like wore skinny jeans and band t-shirts and listened to like whiny music that used to scream at you.
Okay. Did you have black mascara on? Is that like grunge?
Yeah, like mascara and eyeliner. Like the guys would like wear eyeliner and straighten their hair.
Okay.
I remember my first boyfriend ever used to straighten his hair, and my sister would come into my room and my boyfriend would be using my straightener and she'd be like, what the heck is going on?
Fun times.
So funny, but yeah, so I've been wanting to listen to that music, and weird, like I never, like I just thought I was over it, and like I feel like I've been kind of feeling into my past identity so that I can heal from that, because obviously I was angry and sad, because it was angry and sad music I was kind of listening to. I feel like, misunderstood energy, I don't know, but just, the teenage energy. But in that time, I'm 27, so I'm considered a millennial. And yeah, so very interesting that music's been coming up, but it's been like healing listening to it and releasing that.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I feel like we are dissolving a lot of our ties with our past identities, because our higher selves knew that those experiences were meant for those moments, and those memories are going to be coming up so that you no longer are charged in terms of like your associations with your past selves. The hat of being human is dissolving in terms of the attachments to who we are, what we are to other people, the status that we aspire to be. Like, all of that is not any of our galactic selves is concerned, you know what I mean? Because our higher selves are needing that room so that you're no longer keeping that within your heart.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you do have to do a timeline life review, and they'll come quick for you to look at and let go of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely been happening, and I've almost been like feeling like, am I gonna die or something? Because I'm like, it's like my life has been flashing before me so quickly, like my timeline. I've been like, am I on the train of dying or something? I feel good. I don't feel like I'm dying, but like, yeah.
It's the ego. That's what the ego is dying, and so you can have an ego death ceremony to finish it off.
Yeah,
totally.
I've never done that, and I think that it's time. I'm feeling like this weekend is a good time to get with some givers. Get with the givers.
Yes.
And maybe we'll do that. That sounds like the right thing. Thank you so much. I'm excited for that.
You're welcome. You got your Ascension guide, or you've got that free resource on the website for a sample of an ego death ceremony.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I was super excited the other day. I tuned in, and right when I tuned in, you guys were talking about like landowners opening up their space for people, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, because that's just like the conversation. Like everywhere that I hang out with givers, everyone's like, let's land, like let's get together community. Like,
yes.
The conversation.
That's it.
Yep. It's fascinating energy right now. That cat is going wild.
That's my kitty. His name is Divine.
Yay,
Hey,
Divine.
It's so weird because today Princess barked at me, like, because she didn't see me, but I was going downstairs and she barked like she never does that. I'm like, whoa, something has just entered the field, and animals are very receptive, so definitely high energies.
Yeah, totally. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Love what you do.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for putting your hand up and giving us an update.
No problem. Thanks for hearing me out. Love you guys.
Love you.
You know, and that's really it. That's how we all begin to recognize each other. It's a frequency. We speak about the same thing. We're passionate about the same things. Community, gathering, love everywhere present, love in action, right? It's not love in stagnation. It's love in action. It means you get up and do stuff. You don't sit around and wait. You're not waiting for a savior, because you are the one you've been waiting for. And, you've heard this through and through, but it's like the application is where humanity's missing the next step, is really beginning to have that self-reflection of how can I, one, transform my lower frequencies, my dysfunctions, because it's not who you are. And then two, how can I then be an example? How can I then begin to gather, reach out to my brothers and sisters who are on the same page, who are experiencing these same ascension symptoms? Funny enough, these ascension symptoms are similar to something that's also going on out there. We won't even mention the name because you already know what it is. But they hijack that, right? So if you're not feeling too well, don't immediately fall into the old narrative that's trying to keep you controlled and oppressed. Recognize that these symptoms coming through your body are upgrades, right? You're going through this so that you can dissolve that stuff. And a lot of it is, it's like you're releasing.
It's a purge.
It's a purge. There's the word I'm looking for.
Purge.
It's an absolute purge. And be grateful. Don't immediately begin to label it, right? Because now you're giving power to that, you see? And then suddenly it's this self-fulfilling prophecy. And we've seen this over, especially a lot with the people who are very deep in victim consciousness. Those are the ones that are typically manifesting more illness. And it's all energy. I've seen this with this one gentleman that I knew back in 3D, super sweetheart, but was stuck so deep in victim consciousness where he actually created his own injuries, his own self-perpetuating misery, because he couldn't even see it for himself. Before you knew it, he had his leg broken, his arm broken. He was a web developer. He was a really smart IT guy, but just couldn't get a break. But then you would just see him complain and self-perpetuate. And of course, down the line, he ends up getting the you know what. And I'm like, oh, of course. Because you're open to it. You're self-creating this misery because you want people to love you. You're victimizing yourself because there's a lack of love. Where if you just flip it, be a beacon of love, show love, give hugs instead of wanting to receive hugs, right? You're like, oh, they don't love me, they don't give me. No, you go out and give someone a hug. You go out there and put your best foot forward, shine your light, and you're also guarding yourself from these lower energies as you're brilliantly expressing yourself, as you're shining bright like a diamond, right? You're literally also energetically shielding yourself from the crap, from the lower stuff that's just looking to suck. How can I suck today? Can I ask another question? Can I ask? Yo, the answer's on the website. Can I get the website? Yo, it's on the screen. What's the website address? It's like, right? And it's so typical in these moments as we get so close to finding and finally gathering, people are just going dumb. They're going into deeper levels of psychosis because they're not recognizing how this unconsciousness has taken over.
Yes, so it's gonna hit your blind spots, and I wanted to share Jessica's comment here. My husband and I were literally just talking about this before I tuned in, talking about our life's plan and how it's been designed literally before we came to this earth.
Yep.
And our subconscious knows this and is guiding us to the steps we need to take to bring that out in ourselves in this physical reality, creation, revelation. And then Danielle says, I've had a frontal left and right alternating headache for 3 days. I'm so excited for the upgrades and downloads that are coming in, or the fusing of my right and left brain. It's beautiful. Just felt wiped, but I just make sure to ground and surrender and be so grateful for this process. Yeah, so I mean, the team are going through, Bab says, wow, Buddha, thank you for the labeling, confirm. So the team will also be going through these like massive waves of exhaustion. Like I know that has been my experience over the last week, and the vessel needs moments to integrate and catch up to the energies. It is massive what is happening at that energetic level. And if you are feeling like it's just treacle and everything, like I couldn't focus yesterday morning, like I was processing a bit and I was like, okay, my biggest resistance right now is to have a look at the Givers Gathering co-op guide that Buddha had started, and then it was on my computer ready to
co-creation.
And I was like, I can't even feel or think straight. And so I was like, okay, so I'm just going to go in the tent, go ground. But I knew how important this document was. That is why I was so resistant to it. That was why my ego was creating a big energetic block. It's because it felt so overwhelming that I just wanted to push it aside and distract myself with something else. But this energy is hitting the collective. Givers need to gather. This whole lockdown needs to end, and it starts by us putting our foot forward and saying, who's out there ready to meet up? Who's out there seeking the truth because I have something to share? It's about being bold and being brave enough that no amount of regulation, mandates, or any sort of restrictions gonna stop you from being your greatest, grandest version in unity consciousness. So please just know how urgent it is to be moving your body, to move that stagnant energy into unity. There's so many more ways and creative solutions outside of going into a rally and joining the convoy, or watching Fox News and sharing that video over to that channel. We need to keep expanding. And Mother God is going to put roadblocks, or your angels are going to test you on that, because you can be grander, because you are capable of embodying and anchoring your galactic higher self. We have the galactic fleet outside watching. I mean, it's real. If you don't feel them, do some ego death ceremony and start to ask questions. If you have not spoken to your angels in the last week, have a safe space today. Find something somewhere where you can sit in a quiet space. Get a notebook, get a pen. Dear angels, I am ready for my channeling today. I am grateful for. Then let that pen write. If you feel stuck because you're blocking that guidance or that connection, you can start writing, I feel my ego is blocking me from flowing with the words that you have for me today. Keep writing. Let it flow. You are blocking your heart. You have been heartbroken. You have had horrific things happen to you. You know what? It's time to let that all go. Like Awakened Flower says, there's a review for a purpose. You are not a victim of your circumstance. You are a manifester, a co-creator of heaven on earth.
A victor of your circumstances.
Those experiences have been bestowed upon you because you signed that contract. Because you are a master. Because out of the trillions of royal angels waiting to come to incarnate in the physicality, you were in front of that line. Why? Because you're brilliant. Whatever you think you are in this lifetime, whatever you haven't had a chance to get involved in, maybe you love singing, but you can't sing. You think you can't sing. You are a master singer. You were an opera singer. You were actually famous in a previous life. That's why you came down and chose a different path this lifetime. That is how close you are to your brilliance. That is how much you block your own brilliance. We speak from experience. Right, Buddha?
I have a sharing. Jessica says, I have a friend that's trying to detox off her medication for anxiety and depression. She explains her symptoms to me, and I can see that she's going through her awakening. And I've been trying to explain to her that it sounds a lot like Ascension symptoms that so many others are feeling, from the emotions to the physical side effects, but she's scared of what that may look like and mean. I just try to keep fueling her with a little bit, so intimidating, juicy little nuggets. Keep referring her to tune into this community, her with 5D, and to support the understanding of what is offered here. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's really important, that we have that trust built within our friendships to be able to express freely, so that even as the triggers come up, you guys have both come to an understanding that all parties involved want to evolve, want to transform beyond these lower frequencies. So that's definitely a beautiful thing.
So many comments. It's really good. A lot of confirms of people just being tired, and Kat says she zoomed out early too, and then Angels woke her at 3:33.
Well, I did want to mention, if you guys don't know yet, we do have our shop is currently down. So if anybody's looking to get some stuff, you guys can message us directly. We are revamping some things. But yeah, it's just still part of like the information war, the energetic attacks that we receive to stop serving love. And so it's just a little bump in the road. Doesn't mean we stop. It just means we evolve. We go around. We do workarounds. Mom never stopped. I don't know how many times she had her website stolen, her money stolen, everything back down to zero, and she just started again. So it doesn't matter what happens to us. We know God has our back. We know God has already did it. She came and had these experiences, and now we just go with it. We go with the flow. We go with the path of least resistance, and we trust. We trust that no matter what, it's all good. It's all good. But please contact us directly if you're looking to make any sort of order or purchase. And not to get into too much detail, but yes, we offer amazing products that will help anchor in your higher self, bring in more light into your physical vessel. And for those of you who don't know, taking things like gold, silver, all that stuff in a monotonic form so the body can absorb is really beneficial, which is why, of course, the cabal, the old controllers, don't want you to know about it. But I'll leave it at that. Hit us up, send us a message. We're not going to stop. We're not going to quit. Love wins every step of the way.
Deborah says, I've had anxiety a lot. Thank you, because if it's Ascension, then that's okay. I know what to do when it comes. We are one.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Like a lot of anxiety and those who suffer from depression in 3D, it's because you're not fulfilling your soul contract. It's because your higher self knows the truth, yet you continue to consent to the status quo of the old paradigm. Actually, this is the reality that you live in, and this is what you must do. And it creates a block, an energetic block, because you're not allowing the divine will to come through you. So the more in resistance you are, the more you are going to experience depression and anxiety. A lot of empaths feel a lot of frequencies and energies and thoughts from others, from the collective, and that is overwhelming their system. And so yes, it is part of the ascension symptoms, because you are now transforming everyone else's anxiety around you, not just your own. Mm-hmm. And so breathing through and cutting cords with those thoughts, as well as doing an ego death ceremony on the lower frequencies, is going to assist you. There are many beings who have been with Mom, with the team, who have gone off medication, who have gone off the Adderalls, all the ADD medication, all those prescriptive medicines that allow them homeostasis, and they have felt better. There is a fear that once you're off these drugs that you're not going to cope. That is a lie. You can dissolve that fear, because it's not true reality. True reality is your physical vessel is designed in such perfection that you can command your energies and atoms into right action. You can command your atoms into complete healing now, and so it is. That is how powerful you are. But the program will want to keep you in that fear loop to disempower you, because of course pharma want you to be reliant on those medicines. Bobby will attest to that, and many beings on mission. Dylan, Aurora, they were on, and George, a lot of drugs in terms of how they needed to cope in 3D. We need to just dissolve all matrix belief systems around what we need. Does everyone get that? Fear is a lie. It's false evidence appearing real. If you are ready to embody and anchor your higher selves, you will push that envelope. Know that Mother God, the Galactics, your royal angel guardians are around you in all moments. You can talk to them. You can ask for a percentage. How much am I in fear? 69%. Dissolve that. And I am my greatest, grandest version. I am divine self-embodied. I am a royal angel. I am God with God. Your affirmation statements are going to be your best friend. Mantra. Every moment, every breath.
Now there's a balance, because what's happening too is that AI will hijack. It's called the superego. It's called the spiritual ego. Suddenly you become a freaking robot because you become so fixated on looking for synchronicities. You start scanning everything like a robot. Oh, 11. Oh, 333. Oh, it's 10:01. Like, catch yourself, please, because that's also another way that the super spiritual ego will come in and hijack your experience. It becomes attached to numbers. We've seen this along in mission, where it's all about the numbers. They want their percentage. They won't even want to feel into it themselves. They want someone else to tell them the number, and you're like, dude, feel into it yourself. And then like you're all day caught up in like tapping into numbers. That is unnecessary. Why? Because it's pulling you out of the present moment. Are these tools important? Of course. Are these magical synchronicities significant? Absolutely. But don't let it misguide you to a point of obsession. I have a sharing from my boy Michael Harrigan. I got so excited about this and I shared it twice in the chat, so it must be good. A new dawn, the end of codependency. Aha. He didn't write that. That was me. You cannot save anyone. You can be present with them, offer your groundedness, your sanity, your peace. You can even share your path with them, offer your perspective. But you cannot take them away. You cannot take away their pain. You cannot walk their path for them. You cannot give answers that are right for them, or even answers they can digest right now. They will have to find their own answers, ask their own questions, or lose their own questions. Make friends with their own uncertainty. They will need to make their own mistakes, feel their own sorrows, learn their own lessons. If they truly want to be at peace, they will have to trust the path of healing that reveals itself step by step. But you cannot heal them. You cannot diffuse their fear, their anger, their feelings of powerlessness. You cannot save them or make things right for them. If you push too hard, they may lose their own unique way. Your way may not be their way. You did not create their path. You may have done or done some things, said or not said some things, triggering pain that was already inside them, but you did not create it, and you are not guilty, even if they say you are. You can take responsibility for your words and deeds. Yes, you can grieve over a past, but you cannot erase or change what happened, and you cannot control the future. You can only meet them in the here and now, your own place of power. You are not responsible for their happiness, and they are not responsible for yours. Your happiness cannot come from outside of you. If it does, it is dependent happiness, a fragile happiness that will turn to sorrow so quickly. And then you will get caught up in the web of blame, regret, persecution. Your happiness is directly related to your presence, your connection with your breath, your body, the earth. Your happiness is not small and cannot be removed by fear or anger or the most intense shame. Your happiness is not a state or a passing experience or even a feeling that others can give to you. Your happiness is vast, ever present, the boundless space of the heart in which joy and sorrow, bliss and boredom, certainty and doubt, loneliness and connection, even fear and longing can move like the weather, like the rain and the sunshine, all held in the hugeness of the sky. You cannot save anyone. You cannot be saved if you are looking to be saved. There is no self to save, no self to lose, no self to defend, no self to make perfect or perfectly happy. Let go of every impossible ideal. You are beautiful in your imperfection, outrageously perfect in your doubts, lovable even in your feelings of unlovability. All these parts have been given. All are parts of the whole, and you are never less than the whole. You are breathing. You know you are alive. You have a right to exist. Feel what you feel. Think what you think. You have the right to your joy and a right to your sorrows. You have a right to doubt, too. You have a right to walk your path. You have a right to be right and a right to be wrong. A right to this giant happiness that you knew when you were young. You are breathing. You are inseparable from the life force that animates all things, knows itself as all beings, discovers itself in every moment of this impossibly wondrous existence. Your self-worth is not tied to what others think of you. It is tied to the moon, to the infinite expanse of the cosmos, to the comets blazing towards unknown destinations, to the forgetting of time and the love of solitude and this unspeakable gratitude for each new dawn. Unexpected, given. I love you. Mike Kerrigan. I am, you are, we are, oneness, global consciousness.
Your happiness, inner joy, okay, not from external kicks or stimulation. We're talking pure inner joy and gratitude for being here in this very moment of the awakening. Feel into that. Wanted to share Mother God.
Mama G!
Let's hear it from Prime Source Creator. This was over 8 years ago. Some nuggets for everyone.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to.
An important truth and message. The score was tied between love and ignorance, which is the illusion. And love is up to bat. It's the bottom of the ninth. Bases are loaded.
Yeah.
Scores tied between love and ignorance. And love steps up to bat. Ignorance looks around the field. The bases are loaded. Ignorance throws a ball, and love just stands there. The umpire says, ball one. And after 3 more balls, since ignorance couldn't find the plate and the bases were loaded, it's now 3-2. Love is everywhere present. So love steps up to the bat again. Ignorance says, love has 2 outs. We'll just take love down now. Of course, ignorance is getting a little excited because love has already won the game. First one is low outside. Ball one, says the umpire. The catcher says, hey, come on, guys. The bases are loaded. The ignorant pitcher throws another one straight across the crack of the bat, and the ball flies. What do they call that? Grand slam out of the park? Let me see. Bases are loaded. 4 runs. Love wins the game, 7-2. And the Hummer outside the ballpark has a smashed windshield. Humanity is love. Humanity were the ones up to bat. Ignorance are the minions, and they have lost the game. Next question. The angels are all gathered around, and they're listening to the vibrational frequencies of love equal oneness equal all. Me being who I am, Father God, of course, ignorance told me I couldn't be Father God. I was too brilliant. Ignorance said I cheated in being the brilliance of oneness. I figured ignorance would get over it, or get through it, or something, or dissolve like darkness does in the light. We, the people of planet Earth, declare freedom for all beings being present. This is true equality. This brings oneness into the game. The crowd stands up when they hear the crack of the bat. Of course, the bat's broken. We call that a Louisville slugger. Energy equals mass times the ball hitting the Hummer's windshield. The minions bet heavily on the game because they figured they could cheat, and the umpires were in their pocket. We could call the umpires the Congress and the Senate. Ignorance tries to confuse the issues because that's all ignorance is, confusion of the issues. Would you like a tissue with that? Ignorance in the olden days took out the great masters because humanity was not ready for their awakening. Ignorance is now being taken out because humanity is now ready for this to occur. Humanity's hearts are ripe for love to bloom into equality. Ignorance has no place to stand because the darkness cannot exist in the light. We have a vacuum cleaner for the minions, or a couple streets to sweep, or maybe they'll pick up the trash, because equality is the law, universally and multidimensionally. Love belongs to everyone equally. Love is the real and true government of the people, by the people, for the people, and with the people. That's the bottom line. Ignorance likes to have sticky fingers, like a pickpocket, but ignorance has lost. Of course, ignorance is a poor sport and goes in and says, no, 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 no. Love can't win. If love wins, we're toast. And we would say, would you like some butter with that? Whenever humanity chooses to be free, all that love is comes in and says yes to freedom. Ignorance doesn't have a right to be a ruler, since love is present. Love says yes. We are of the atoms, by the atoms, for the atoms, and with all the atoms. Of consciousness, by consciousness, for consciousness, and with pure consciousness. Of equality, by equality, for equality, and that's the bottom line. The Anunnaki figured they had a cush job when they put the sign up, universe under construction, ignorance in control. But children, sit down and relax. It's a long story, the true history of humanity. Equality is a God-given right because all humanity equals God. Love is God in the because. God can't be anything else. God can't be ignorant. God cannot be controlled by ignorance, no matter how many religions there are on this planet or special interest groups. Love is the reality. There is no other reality which exists anywhere, because darkness just can't show up in equality. You don't find equality outside. You find equality within. If you look outside for love, you're gonna miss it. If you look within for love, you'll find love everywhere present, and you being love equal to the all equal to us. Equality is the balance of the equation. Ignorance is a zero in all equations. The minions worship zero and call zero their god. Love is a god of oneness and equality. Creation is made of consciousness. Reality is made of love. Reality, equal consciousness with an understanding of awareness. You see, ignorance has dictates, demands, and desires to rule over darkness. We grant ignorance their stuff. Love has no terms, no conditions or demands, because love is unconditional, and that is true equality. Angels say, Father God, tell us another truth, as they're grooming their wings, getting ready for multidimensional thought to awaken everywhere. The multidimensional thought of being present, equal God, equal love, equal unlimited thought. Every atom within my being celebrates the love I am. In the because, the atoms are very, very intelligent. Just like energy. Energy is balanced harmonics as the doorway opens into a greater eternity. All the immortals are like flies on the windshield of the ethics train. And by the way, the Anunnaki work with love now because they got smart. See, there's a subtle energy occurring on this planet. That is awakening. Those who choose to miss it, miss it. Those who choose to awaken are truly free. Within the oneness of equality, which equals the love everywhere present, angels are with us, because they don't know any place else to be. The multidimensional say, well, Father God, are you really going to kick their... He said, I don't have to. Ignorance is going to kick its own butt out of the building. Ignorance demanded that I serve their agenda. The angels just said, well, Father God, you going to play nice with ignorance? I said yes. Angels just smiled and snickered a little bit. Ignorance is the vacuum. And there's a law of physics saying nature abhors a vacuum. Love comes in and says, yeah, now we're free. Are you ready? Love has no terms, no conditions, no demands, because love is everywhere present, and equality is the true law. And transmission in all love is unconditionally. Oh, by the way, P.S. We love all the humans on the planet because they are us, equal to all love is. The minions will have to become human again to even have our consideration. Otherwise, they can go serve the darkness and have a good time eating bugs. Namaste. Love you. Thank you, Father God and Mother God and the Earth Allies. It's a brand new day, and love wins.
Boom!
Woo!
Get 'em, Mom.
Mother God. Fun fact. Prime Source creator is Mother God, who created Father God as her divine twin mirror. Let that sink in for newbies. Oh, Elon Musk has his hand up on Telegram.
Oh, cool, Elon. Glad you can make it.
Hello. Welcome. Hello. Oh, we are in the US. Yourself?
Sorry.
America, love.
Good from you.
You too? Have you got anything to share with us today?
What?
Do you have anything you would like to say?
No, nothing.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye. Okay.
Well, our lines are open, but they're open for people who want to share. So thank you. Maybe she hit it by accident. Either way, Elon Musk, obviously very busy in these moments.
The real Elon Musk. What's he up to? I mean, is he a white hat? Is he part of the CABAL? Like, many, many surprises coming our way. Do you want to read that tomorrow or the next day?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we have a card for humanity. Beyond Lemuria. So it's definitely been some interesting energies, and it's time to review the divine decrees again. Like Mom shared, we the people declare freedom on this planet, which is her planet. She is a living being. Mother Gaia is breathing, ready to shake off those who are not resonating at the same vibrational frequency as her. Meaning the robots who don't have souls, who continue to perpetuate a stupid game that is not true reality. This is a very simple equation, like Mom says, of universal law. Equal energy exchange. Karma rebalances that exchange and makes it right. That's all. From the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck.
Our ancient future. An ancient remembering is emerging. Seed crystals and knowledge they are imbued with and are becoming unearthed. Those who see a better future are not just dreaming. Their hearts and minds are hearkening to the core of the earth-based traditions to bring through knowledge that will help shift this paradigm into balance. This card is imbued with activations, and you are being showered with blessings in preparation for a transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. You can navigate a situation you have no experience with by being truly present. Integrity and intuition will guide you. Our ancient future.
Woo. Activations, everybody. That is for the collective. We're activating in these moments to embody and anchor our higher selves. That unconditional love is all who we are. So if you have judgment coming up, blame, projections, anger, lower frequencies, do take the moment to do an ego death ceremony. Ask your guardian angels to assist you in transmuting and dissolving that back to the galactic central sun to be recycled for the highest good of all. We love you. Thank you for your support and participation. Go on.
Thank you for being a game changer. Thank you for being the catalyst in your own life and taking responsibility for your actions and dissolving the deflection and just taking it on and transforming.
Yep, we gotta meet God halfway, everyone, okay? We got our part, we got our roles, we got our contracts. You've read the small print. You got work to do, like all of us. No one is exempt, no one is getting a free ride. Let's get this show on the road, because you are the show. They're watching you.
Bring it on, angels.
Bring it on, angels. Bring it on, angels. Bring it on, angels. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mama, 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 mama. Hey, hey, hey. Love has won and joy reigns. Mama, mama.
Joy.
Mama, mama.
Joy reigns.
Hey, hey, hey. Love has won. We love you, humanity. Stop messing. Count your blessings and book those mother loving sessions.